Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from Stampyourartout.com, and I'm sorry I'm a little late. I'm feeling a little under the weather this week, and then we had password issues, but I'm glad to be here. I'm so excited. I think last week was it that I missed out. Was that Thanksgiving week? I think it was. And I have so many ideas that are always coming out of my head, and I want to share them with you. So yay, we get to do another Facebook Live today. And I'm going to show you some new products from the upcoming occasions catalog. And also, if I cough during this, just forgive me, okay? Also, I'm going to share with you a couple things that I discovered when I went to on stage, some tips that were shared on stage that I was like, oh yeah, cool, that's awesome. So I'm going to share those tips with you. Okay, so let me set up. Hey, Don's with me. Thanks for being patient there, Don. I had a little delay at the beginning with password stuff. But anyways, I'm going to start by getting the computer ready here. Oh, actually, let's first share the, I'm going to share the supplies. Oh, and let me tell you something else too. See, I'm so excited. I'm diving right into stamping right away. Okay, so something that I want to mention before we start for anybody who's new. Hey, Doreen's here, Maureen, Tiffany, Pamela. Oh, it's so fun to see some names that I recognize. There's Kathy. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Okay, so before we dive right into stamping, I just want to remind you of a couple things. Comments. If you leave a comment like you're doing right now, if you share and you comment that you shared this post so that other people will come on live with us and see it, then you get entered into my prize drawing. And I do a prize drawing at the end of the broadcast for one winner, and then for next time I broadcast, I draw the second winner. So there's two winners for every broadcast, but you have time in between if you didn't join us live to get in on the second drawing. So we're going to draw for last time's broadcast as well during this time. So, and it's been 2 weeks. So you had 2 weeks to comment on the last broadcast. Another thing that I want to mention about the comments is that please forgive me. I'm a mom. I have children. If I don't respond to your comments physically, like I don't type something in, please forgive me. It takes up time to do that. I love reading them though, so please leave your comments. Good morning, Charlotte. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so I think we're ready to dive right in. Let's start with the computer screen so you can see the supplies that I'll be sharing in the project that I'm going to do today. Now the title's a little different. It's called Beauty Abounds Meets 12 Months of Home. If you're somebody who watches what I share on my blog at stampyourartout.com, let me just put that up there for you. Let's see, is that it? There we go. If you're someone who goes to stampyourartout.com or you subscribe to my broadcast, you will notice that I had shared a 12 Months of Home project. And I'll introduce you to that after I'm done making the project today. And I'm just loving this 12 Months of Home thing. But first we're going to start with Beauty Abounds. And Beauty Abounds is a new bundle, actually. You can get two of these things together, the stamp set and the Thinlits dies in the upcoming occasions catalog at a 10% discount when you buy them together. And you're going to love them. If you're a butterfly fan like me, butterflies are beautiful, right? So these two items are new. We're also going to be using some tools like the Big Shot, the Stamparatus, the silicone craft sheet, punches. We have some inks in here, including the blends and the Wink of Stella. I'll be using the Simply Chamois because that is the perfect thing to clean off your stamps on the Stamparatus with. Hey, Joanne, thank you. I love that you're a new fan. Yay, thanks for your comment. I'm going to be using sponges, snail, glue dots, and then if you are going to make a card, I set this off to the side because I'm going to show you how to apply this item to a card at the end because it's not really meant to be for a card. But if you're going to apply it to a card, like card candy, then these are the things that you would need in addition: a trimmer, the shimmery white cardstock, and some extra ink. So over here we have the consumables supplies. You can see the Coastal Cabana cardstock is there, and the Cajun Craze. And those two, well, most of these actually are just scraps. So that's why I don't have the trimmer listed over here, because you're just going to punch or die cut from these items. And then we need the tea room ribbon, which is one of my favorites. I love the metallic edged ribbons. So let's go ahead and get the computer set up here so that we can, or the app set up here so we can dive into our stamping project. Yay! Okay, Jean's joining us from Phoenix, Arizona. I love it when you tell me where you're from. And Nancy's with us, yay. Nancy, by the way, is somebody who is providing this 12 months of home class along with me. So stay on live with me, Nancy. I'm going to rave you up. Okay, so let's start by bringing in some consumables. So these items here, love the colors, right? We have the Cajun Craze, Coastal Cabana, the copper foil sheet, and then we have a couple whites, the vellum and the white cardstock. Oh, I have to show you the stamp set, don't I? Okay, here is the beautiful stamp set called Beauty Abounds. This is going to be new in the upcoming occasions catalog. We call that our occasions catalog, but it's also the spring catalog. That starts January 3rd, and you can see all the gorgeous images in here. I love the polka dot bokeh look here. I love butterflies. I love this little spray. Sentiments are beautiful. And then we have some dies that coordinate with that. So here you see, look at those. There's a ton of them. It's amazing. So we're gonna go ahead and start by punching out a few pieces with some basic tools. We'll use our 2-inch circle punch with the Coastal Cabana cardstock. You know, I'm so excited. I already got ahead of myself again. I can't tell you, this is one of my favorite projects that I'm sharing. So I'm gonna have to back up, but right now we'll just go ahead and keep going with prepping some pieces. We'll use some Cajun Craze, and that's with our Starburst punch. So these two will layer together like that. And then these will need to be die cut with some coordinating dies from the Butterfly Beauty Thinlits. So we'll get those ready. And this is gonna be stamped. Now, if you don't have the big shot, you can play around with this idea and maybe use our leaf punch for the same sort of thing instead of using these dies here, and you can hand cut out the butterfly. So you don't have to make this a super costly project, but for those of you that have all these tools, let's use them, right? Okay, and then I'm gonna back up now. So we're gonna move this aside for just a second. I'm so sorry, I'm kind of being ADHD today. I'm all over the place. But this project is so pretty. I'm bringing in the Big Shot. This is the Big Shot tool that allows you to emboss paper. You can put little designs in it. You can die cut things. And so this is the tool that I was saying. If you do not have the Big Shot, then you can hand cut, or you can use our leaf punch for these items. I think it's really pretty though to do it with the Big Shot. So we're gonna go ahead and die cut these right now, and we're gonna keep the Big Shot close by because we want to have that for our other thing that I'm gonna share with you. And the other thing I'm sharing with you is actually kind of an introduction to the tip, the idea that I got on stage, which is Stampin' Up's equivalent of a convention. I'm so sorry, I'm all over the place, you guys. All right, and here is, oh, I forgot to grab the little die brush. That would be an optional thing, but so handy. You can just use your piercer though, or your snips. There we go. So we have our two pieces that we needed to die cut for that project. I'm gonna keep the Big Shot handy though. And now we can set these items off to the side. We'll just need the white paper left. Okay, the Stamparatus tool. This is the other big tool that's also pretty awesome, okay? This tool comes with two little platform here, things like this. One of them I already have set up with a stamp, it's over there. It comes with a foam little mat here, and this is for stamps that are thinner, like the photopolymer, which I don't think I have a sample of here in front of me. Hang on, I can grab a sample. The photopolymer, nope, that's not it. Here, this is photopolymer. Okay, these are the real thin stamps, the totally clear ones. That's when you would need this foam mat. But we're gonna take the foam mat away because we're gonna be using the ones that are a little bit thicker. The thicker stamps are like these, okay? So they have the red rubber on them. They're a little bit thicker because they have the foam underneath them. So we don't need this foam because we have this foam. So we're gonna leave the foam from the Stamparatus out of there. We're gonna bring in the other platform, which is already set up with one of my favorite stamp sets. This one is called Dashing Deer, and there's an image of it right there. We're gonna actually stamp this as an example first. It's not listed as a supply because I did not want to make multiple projects for this. Hang on, I'm looking for there it is, my magnet. The magnets are held underneath your Stamparatus and they help to hold things in place. So what I'm bringing in here is the silicone craft sheet. I call it the silicone mat. And we're just gonna hold things in place with a magnet. Whenever we need the magnet, we'll just pull it in. So for this sample, we're gonna take the deer stamp that's in here, and let me show you what it looks like here. This is the Dashing Deer set available in the holiday catalog. That's the one. And we're gonna stamp that onto some white paper. But before we do it, we're actually gonna ink it up on here, and I'm using one of our tiny stamp pads. These are called spots. You can buy them blank, empty, without ink, and then you can add ink to them. Or if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you are collecting them every month when you get your kits. So we're gonna take and we're gonna press this down onto our silicone mat, okay? Now we're gonna lift it up and we're gonna do it one more time because I like to have really, really good ink, lots of ink to make sure it's nice and, dense. Dense ink, does that make sense? And then we're gonna press it down again and it puts it right exactly in the same spot, okay? All right, now we're going to take our paper and we're going to position that right here and hold it down with a magnet to make sure it doesn't move. And we're gonna ink up our deer again. And you don't have to ink up the deer. Let's just leave the deer uninked, okay? Now we're gonna press it down because we'll have enough ink on there where we can see it anyway. So this is a tip that I saw at convention, and I've been playing with the Stamparatus for a while, and I don't think I ever knew this. So you press it down like this, lift it up, see we still have enough ink to guide us, and then you lift this off, and what you have underneath is a reverse image. So if you do not have the big shot, you can sit and hand cut this, right? That would be a lot of work for that one. Or you can take and die cut it with the matching die. And what will happen is because you inked it up, oh, see, I'm smearing it because I didn't let it dry very well. This is a very wet ink in my, I just inked up the spots, so sorry, it's a little smeared. But if we were to die cut this right now, it would die cut it perfectly on the other side as well. I'll demonstrate that with the butterflies. But the advantage to that is if I were to take and stamp this guy one more time onto, say, a card base. Let's say I'm making a card and I want to have this deer. And do I have a sample one? Maybe I already got, oh, I know where he is. Hang on, I'm going to my drawer. Here he is. Okay, this is the one I die cut before. And you can see. So now these two together, look at that. I can make two deer that are facing in two different directions just with the one stamp and the use of these tools. So that's what I wanted to show you with that. We're going to keep this magnet here because if you let your magnets get away from you, sometimes they connect to the other magnets and then there's a big crash and a boom and a bang. You don't want your magnets. You get two magnets with the Stamparatus and you don't want them touching each other. Okay, let's clean this off. So I have my little Simply chamois, and you can see they get dirty, but I cut mine into quarters so that when I get really sick of one and I can't wash it off anymore, then I just grab my next one. Okay, so where'd it go? So I need to really give that one a good wash, like with some soap and water. Okay, so there we go. Wash this guy off, and we're going to remove this for now. And then we'll bring in the butterfly. Okay, so now we're going to do this for our actual project that we're making. Where'd the butterfly go? Here it is. Okay, these guys are sticky. The new stamps are very sticky. They're called cling stamps, so they're not just the regular clear mount stamps anymore with the labels that we tend to leave off because they don't always stick as well. These are super sticky. They're awesome. So when you put them onto your clear mat here, or your clear blocks or whatever, they cling. They cling. You have to peel them up carefully. All right, so we're going to ink that one up with the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And we're going to stamp it onto our silicone craft sheet. And we could do that one again just to make sure we've got all the bases covered. And we're going to ink it up and press again. The silicone craft sheet, Helen, is from Stampin' Up, so you can get that in the online store. And then we're going to press this down right on top of it, take our magnet, make sure we hold that paper in place. And we don't have to ink this up again because what we want is the reverse side of that. So we're going to press it down, and that will help to put the pressure onto the ink on the other side so that it's stamped the paper on the back side. So there we go. We have our butterfly on that side. And I actually want one on this side as well. We want them in two different directions for this project. So there we go. We have two butterflies. We'll take and move this tool out of the way. My counter's going to get messy back there. Ignore it. We'll bring the big shot back in. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and okay. Then we're going to grab the die from the butterfly set. Here it is. And we're going to die cut the one that we know we can die cut. I think that's this one here. We can die cut it on this side. And then we have to flip the paper over because I think I already flipped it. So we have the reverse one on this side with it. Okay, so let's cut that one out. So we have one butterfly. This is the one that does not have the stamp. Oh, it has some on the back because of the leftover ink. And then this is the one where, yeah, I think I flipped it over already. So we're going to die cut this one as well. And this one's nice and dark on the other side. And we're going to add them to our project. So we have butterflies going in two different directions. Yay! Okay, now we can move this big tool out of the way so we have much more room on our counter to work. Okay, there we go. Let's bring our pieces back in. Now we have all of our pieces. Now for this project, I recommend building from the tiniest pieces down to the, let me zoom in here, the tiniest pieces up to the larger pieces. Let's first make sure everything's stamped and colored. So this is my second tip that I was going to share with you. There is a stamp in that stamp set, here it is, and it actually looks like bokeh, B-O-K-E-H, bokeh, I think is how you pronounce it. And here's the other one. And we're going to take the Coastal Cabana ink. Now, if we were to stamp directly down onto our pad and then stamp here, it wouldn't look as good. This stamp image tends to look better when you sponge on the ink. And that's what I learned at the On Stage event. I was so excited about that. Hey, Brenda, thanks for sharing this. And Vicky's on with us too. Vicky and Nancy, those two, came over along with Kayla. And we created this 12 months of home project idea based on ideas from other demonstrators because lots of people are sharing these fun ideas. I can't wait to show you what it is. But I'm glad that both of you are on live with me. So once you sponge that on, then you stamp it onto your paper and you get a softer, a finer look. When I was stamping this directly, well here, let's just flip, let's do this. Let's stamp it directly onto this piece here. When I inked it up directly and then went down on the paper, you can see that you get some kind of, you know, the ink just builds up in certain places that you don't want it to build up on. So this softens it. It puts it onto your stamp a little bit better. We'll do that one again. Like that. And then let's just add this little guy in. So sponge it onto your background stamps that have that, you know, near and far look to them, if you know what I mean. We have a stamp set called Bokeh Dots, and I was having the most trouble with this stamp set I set it aside, gave up on it. I love that look though. And so when I saw that idea, I played around with it, and sure enough, it really helps. It makes that image a lot better when I've sponged on the ink. So Bokeh Dots, that's a stamp set in our annual catalog. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do to prepare these pieces is to color. Coloring is so much fun. Oh, thank you, Candace. She says she loves learning new techniques. I loved learning those ideas on stage as well. Okay, so now we'll come in, and if you have never colored with blends before, there is an art to it, but not with this butterfly. This butterfly is super small. You really don't have to worry about being an artist or doing a blending technique, but I am using the dark and the light. Right now I'm coloring with the light blends in Coastal Cabana. These are alcohol-based markers, and I do have a video that's kind of like Stampin' Blends 101 that helps give you some ideas of how to use these markers in larger areas, but for now this is just basic coloring in with a dark and a light. This is the light. When I take the caps off, I like to hold them, oh gosh, my hand's really close. I like to hold them like this and use my thumbs to press it off. So if you pull it like that, sometimes you hurt the tip or your ink sprays somewhere. So just be careful when you're pulling off the caps. Okay, so now we're just adding dark areas where we want to, just for fun. Give it some depth. Coloring is so relaxing. And there's no, I don't think there's any correct way of coloring a butterfly, honestly. I think butterflies are like flowers. They have pretty much become whatever we want them to be. You can color them whatever color you want. Yeah, so have fun with those. Okay, and then we're gonna just add some Wink of Stella. Now, Wink of Stella is like a paintbrush, but it has a metallic sparkly sheen to it. Can you see? And maybe you can't see that yet. I'll hold it up in the light so you can see. But I'm just adding a little sparkle to the wings because I think butterflies are magical. I think a lot of creatures are magical, but I live in La La Land sometimes. Okay, so now we've added some Wink of Stella to our butterflies. Whoops, that's really close. There we go. Oh, there! You can see a little bit of the sparkle, looks like. Okay. And I'm glad you like the reverse stamping tip there, Ladon. Okay, now we build this up. So what we do is we start with our copper piece and we cut it in half. Right here, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit because we don't need to be that close anymore. And we're gonna bring one piece behind this one. So we first have to just kind of add a little adhesive back there. And it doesn't really matter where it is, unless you care where those little Bokeh Dots are, but we're just gonna make it come out like that. And then this piece here, we're gonna add right in this area, but we're gonna add it to this piece first. So here's what I mean about building from the tiniest pieces first. So we have to take our tiny pieces, put the glue dots behind them, otherwise it's gonna get messy. So I don't know if you can tell, oops, I didn't get it. Let me show you again. Lucky's saying hi, by the way. Can you hear him purring? He's gonna really say hello. Okay, hello, Lucky. Sorry, you guys stay down here. Okay, so what I did is I took my glue dot and oops, there we go. I took the glue dot and I put it behind there, but it's sticking out a little bit. So then you just have to tuck it under like that. And I did that under 2 of the leaves. I think Lucky thinks that when I'm talking during the day, because no one else is home but us two, he thinks that I'm talking to him. So there, now we have the glue dot behind, because I oftentimes am. We have the glue dots behind the leaves, okay? So then we take and add that to our vellum leaves, wherever you want to. But now you have another area where you have to add more glue. Now you could take some other kind of glue, but I really love the strength of glue dots. So I'm going to add glue dots behind these two leaves one more time. Especially for a delicate project like this, I just think the glue dots come in handy. Now you might see a little faint amount of them behind the leaves, but Eileen says, hello, Lucky. But you do not have to worry about that too much because the vellum will help cover that too. Okay, so now we have a sticky back layered area here, and this we can add to the front of our circle. Boy, I really need to, maybe I need to zoom out more because I keep going forward. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so now I've got that, and I'm going to add that to the front so that it dips down a little below. See, it's sticky. I was going to reposition it. Hang on. Okay. So what I've got here now is I've got two leaves below and the rest of them above. And I have a little spot for a butterfly here, and I have a little spot for a butterfly up here. So we can go ahead and add this to our Cajun Craze starburst shape. And then we can add our two butterflies. Oh. Did anyone notice what I did? Where did it go? I think, yep, this is, I bet you commented too. Did you guys comment and I didn't catch it? Because I'm not very good at reading comments. Where's my Julie? My friend Julie came and helped me one day. She read my comments for me, and it really was helpful because I don't look up too often. I love teaching. I love staring at what I'm showing you, and I don't look at the comments. Did you guys see what I did? I colored the wrong side, but that's okay. We found it. And did you see that it was partially blue? That's because Blend's markers, they bleed through cardstock. So you always want to have a protected surface underneath. There. Now we have a butterfly that has been colored on both sides, but we only need this side. That one's going to go up there, and this one's going to go here, and we're going to do it with a glue dot again. Now for the top one, we want the glue dot to be really, really tiny. So, hey Deb, that's okay. You can catch most of what I was sharing, or you can watch the replay. So when you're late, it's okay. So we're going to roll up a glue dot. I was late too. Anybody who was at the beginning with me can attest to that. So we're going to set that onto our leaf. So we have kind of a leafy look here. That's going to go right there. And this butterfly is going to go right in there like that, attached to that glue dot. But on the back side, because it's rolled up, it's not going to affect anything, okay? And then on this one, we don't have to worry about it because we're going right onto the cardstock. And I want it to pop up a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and add a dimensional here, and I'm going to add a glue dot to where we are adding that butterfly. So let's peel off the backing of this, and that one's going to touch the top of that piece, like that. So he's connected to, or she is connected to this piece of foliage, and also lifted up on onto a dimensional. But I did the glue dot under there so that it would pull on this piece here and connect the two. If you were just to put that on a dimensional, the butterfly would look like it's floating. It's not really attached to the branch. We wanted it to look like it was attached to the branch. Okay, next, what would you do with this? Oh, wait. We have one more thing. We have, oh, here it is. No, I don't have it. Is this it? This is it. Okay, so we have our ribbon. This is our tea room ribbon. I'm very flighty today. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, so we're tying a little tiny bow. I'm all over the place. I have so much to share. It's been 2 weeks. I'm having withdrawals, and okay, now we can go ahead and add this with the glue dot. When it's been that long, I just have like all these things that I want to share with you, and that can get stuck right here. So now we have this pretty little accent piece. Now, I don't know if any of you are demonstrators. You may have heard this term before, or if you're not demonstrators, but Card candy is something that has been big in the past. I don't know if it's coming back or not, but card candy is something that you could do with these 12 months of home items that I'm going to share with you. Card candy is basically taking a decorated little piece like this, or a small, I don't know, ATC, trader's card type size, and adding it to a card base. So you would just then take this and stick it onto the front of a card, and you would have an instant card, right? I mean, you can add your sentiment and stuff, and you don't have to do the fancy fold, but it could even be just like this, right? Maybe just a little accent down there with a message. So you have an instant card candy piece ready to go, or you can take that piece and you can add it to the center of this home decor piece. So this is the 12 months of home project that I was wanting to talk to you about. I'll show you where you can find that information on my blog as well. But basically, I'm offering 3 choices of how you can make this project yourself. It would be a great gift to give somebody during the holidays. So again, these ideas have been out there on the internet. Lots of demonstrators have done this. I'm not sure who originally created this great idea, but lots of us demonstrators have been hopping on board and creating our own little card candy or elements that go into that little O space. I'll show you more in a second here. But yes, so I'm offering this project in 3 different ways. You can take the class from me to go. It's $45. You get some consumable supplies with that. You get all the pieces cut and ready to go. You do not get stamp images. Sorry about that, but we can't stamp and then sell. So you get everything ready to go except for the stamp images that you would have to put on yourself, and then you of course have to provide a lot of those tools like the inks and the stamp sets. But you can go to my link on my blog, which I'll show you, and you can take that class to go, all right? The deadline for signing up for that is December 3rd. And then I also have another option for any of you who are local to me near Andover, Minnesota. I have a friend who is in my team, Nancy Forsberg, and she's offering this as an in-person class in Blaine, which is not far from Andover, Minnesota. She's a sweetheart of a gal. She's awesome at teaching, and I think that you would really enjoy going to that class. So any of you who have missed my live classes, that would be a great thing for you to go to. Her class is $35, and she provides all the tools right there. You go to the class, and you create the project. How easy is that? And then the third option is for any of you who do not want to get the supplies in the mail. You want to save a little bit of money maybe, or you have it all already and you just need to have the instructions. I have a tutorial that you can purchase for $15. So let's go to my blog really quick so that you can see. Let me first pull it up so you can see where you can find that information. So on my blog on November 21st is when I posted this. Here is the project, and you would make those pieces in my to-go class. I believe Nancy has a different piece than this one. I think it's a cake piece, great for birthdays. And basically you interchange them. So throughout the year, which is why it's called 12 months of home, throughout the year, you would then take one piece off and put a different piece on. You know, each month you'd change it out. And all the information is here. It talks about Nancy, has a link to her blog. She co-demonstrates with her daughter Kayla, so you'd have 2 demonstrators at that event. It'd be awesome. And then here are the 3 different options. And if you're going to take the to-go class, you can click here to sign up. If you're going to take Nancy's and Kayla's class, you can click here. And if you're going to do the tutorial, you can purchase it on my tutorials for sale portion of my blog. Again, great gift idea for the holidays. Let's bring that back here so you can see it one more time. So that's the piece that I shared with you how to make today. But let me share with you some of the other pieces that you would get to make. So of course we have the wintry snow, and you would get Velcro with your pieces if you did the to-go or in person. We have the pumpkin, all of these. Aren't they fun? 4th of July, we have Valentine's Day-ish time, another fall one. Oh, that's perfect for December. This is perfect for when you're tired of the winter cold here in Minnesota. I think I assigned that one to March. Grapes. grapes are good in all different ways. And then we have some summery ones, or just, oh, there's April. So lots of fun designs. And I think the one that Kayla and Nancy's class is doing is this one. Correct me if I'm wrong, Nancy. And then this is the one that I provide for my to-go class. So we had 2 different ones there. But now you know how to make that one, so you can make some extra ones. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, so we have prizes. Yay. All right, so if you want in on the prize, make sure that you're commenting sometime during this broadcast. I'm going to get my computer set up. These are the prizes. We have a full stamp set. And I have to apologize because I thought that my stamp set was flawed. So I called Stampin' Up! And I said, I can return the other one. No, keep it. So they sent me 2 different ones thinking that my stamp set was flawed, but I'm thinking that it was just because I had the newer pads, and the newer pads don't work quite as well as the older cloth-covered pads do with this design. It's, again, because the ink on the newer pads is a lot denser, and so sponging on the ink onto these images will help you out a lot. Okay, let me find where we're at on Facebook, because I want to make sure that we are pulling up the correct link. All right. We may have technical difficulties. Hang on. So if you have questions about the class, anything like that, you can post it in this thread. I would be happy to answer. Okay, we got to pull up the comment picker website too here. Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't have these ready. Hang on. We're almost there. Okay, we're going to go to the computer. Okay, so we are going to go to the post that we are in right now. Let's make sure that we've got that going. Here it is, right? There's the live one. So we're going to click on this piece right here and make sure we copy the link address. That's the Beauty Abounds meets 12 months of home. We're going to go to our comment picker. Oh boy, let's see. Are we logged in? Log into your Facebook account now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh man. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, select my account. No, hang on. This is not, you know what? I might have to do this later because this is crazy. This was not working or this was working just fine before. Comment picker. I need Julie again. All right. Oh, let's just go here. Log in. Log in with Facebook. I don't want to see that. I am logged in. Am I logged in? We're just gonna put the URL here. It's one of those sites that has all these ads in it, and so I get lost. So hang on. Let's see if it worked. It did work. See, I was logged in. We have 95 commenters. And then we click start. See, and all of this here, oh, you can't see where I'm pointing. All this here is advertising. Okay, so click start. And who's our winner for today? Our winner is Brenda Gamble. Yay! Brenda, you got one of the stamp sets. You get the Bokeh stamp set. Woohoo! Bokeh dots for you. And then the next winner we will pick, of course, next week when I broadcast on, I think it's going to be December 5th. That would be the next Wednesday. Let's go to our last broadcast that we did. So you can just watch me as I try to find it. The last one was on November 14th. That was 2 weeks ago, right? Okay, let's bring it back to the computer. So I copied that URL. I better click on Brenda to make sure I don't lose her. Okay, and now we're going to enter this URL here, and let's see how many people we have as possible winners. 136 commenters. Yay! Let's click start. And what is our prize for this person? Kathy Darar? Kathy Darar. Yay! I think that's how you say your name. Kathy, this is your prize. You get a pack of this, well, not a pack, but several sheets. Let me zoom out a bit here. Several sheets of that Share What You Love designer paper. You get a sample card that I made from that last broadcast, which is the Never Ending card. And you get some coordinating card stock. So Kathy, congrats to you. Yay. All right, so we have 2 winners today. Keep commenting because you can get entered into the prize drawing for the second Bokeh Dots the next week. I'm just going to go ahead and share that piece again with you. We'll share the home, 12 months of home project. Now, the deadline to register for either of these classes is December 3rd, okay? So make sure that you contact me or Nancy and Kayla soon so that we can get you in on one of those classes. All right, thanks everyone. Thank you all for joining me. Remember, we're going to broadcast December 5th. That's next Wednesday. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.